how are you? My name is Letty, aka Bebe, aka Slim Shady. No, kidding. It's just Slim Shady word. Anyway, but I pretty much wanted to address the issue that I put out. I think it was on Thursday night or Friday morning. It was around 2 a.m. when I posted on every social media group or something like that about the discrimination that I got from Cocobean. So yeah, let's get to it. So I had pretty much just come out of dinner with some friends, and an old friend of mine called me up to come meet him at Cocobean. It had been a really long time since I saw him, and he's one of my best friends. So I was like, even if it's late and I'm pretty tired and it's freezing cold and I'm wearing, like I wasn't wearing a jersey, so I had like an open dress, and going there would have been a nightmare because I use motors and stuff. I'm not balling yet, so motors. And I was coming from Nyamirambo, so yeah, that would have been like a hectic ride. But I was like, you know what? I miss this dude. I gotta go and show up and see him. So I went there. I think it was about like 8 a.m. or something like that. I went there, and when I got to the entrance, the guy stopped me from going inside. I was nearly in there, and he's like, "Oh, you have to come out." I'm like, "Wait, why?" And I think it was like one of the girl that works there as a bouncer or something like that. I don't know, the security people or something like that. So she said that the reason why she didn't want me to go in there, why she was restricting me from going in there, was because I was dressed indecently. And I had a dress that was hey long. It was over my knees. It was just open here. And it was just open on the arms only and pretty much the neck. No boob was showing. No thighs were showing. But apparently I was dressed inappropriately. And it was a fancy ass gray dress with some heels. Cream heels. Okay? And I was dressed inappropriately. I'm like, I don't get this. So we pretty much argued for a bit, and then I just realized I'm just like, I've given up, because this has been about the 5th time that this thing has happened, and it's just being stopped to go inside for no reason. I was wondering, am I too dark? Do I look like a prostitute? Because I don't think I did, I didn't even understand why they weren't letting me in, because I know that wasn't the reason, and people just kept on passing. I thought maybe the club is full, I'd understand that. But no, people kept on passing in and going in. And they were just passing by me, and I was just there like, do you know where I'm coming from?
Do you know where I'm coming from?
Like, I just took like a 3-hour drive to get here in the cold. And then I just didn't get it. Like, why weren't they letting me in, This thing actually of not being able to go into Cocobean as much, because I studied at ALU, one of the best schools in Africa, by the way. Whoop, whoop. Until I quit, like a weirdo. Anyway, but don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, but so we were always there. It's really close to Cocobean, so after school every Thursday we'd go there. So I usually hang out with a lot of gays and lesbians. And then this other time I kind of got drunk and maybe made out with one of the girls in front of everyone. So I thought that was the reason why they were kind of stopping me from going inside, which, I don't agree that should be okay, because most of the people that go out these days are like artists. They're usually artists or art lovers or something like that. Usually lots of people that go to Cocobean will be coming from an art event most of the time. So, and people, the largest contributors of the art industry are like part of the LGBT community. So I didn't really get why they would do that, because they would lose a lot of people coming in, a lot of profit. So it didn't even make sense, And it even happened to a friend of mine the last time. Like, he's a well-known dancer in Rwanda, and they didn't let him, because he's very expressive when it comes to the outfits and stuff like that. So they didn't let him in because they thought he was gay, and he was so pissed about that. And I also I don't understand why. And by the way, I hope people aren't gonna go crazy on this LGBT thing in Rwanda, because we all know gays and lesbians have existed from the beginning of time, honestly. In Africa, out of Africa, I mean, do your research. I mean, they've been here way, way, way before the colonizers. So we can't, start getting shocked now. I believe that I'm talking to an audience that's a bit more open-minded and educated about the society in which we live in. And I'm pretty sure they know. Maybe they haven't bumped into a few of them, but, it's a large audience. I mean, it's a large community. So I wouldn't really expect a place like that where all these open-minded, artsy, high-class people go to, people who are well-educated about this, people who are very open-minded. I wouldn't expect them to discriminate against the LGBT community. It doesn't make sense. But I thought maybe that was the reason. And, Rwanda is still progressing. So I'm hoping, I didn't really want to read into it and get too angry, and I just kind of let it be and stopped going to Cocobean as much as I used to, I'm just like, not gonna go in. Actually, I remembered something. It might actually be it's quite homophobic. The previous times when I'd gone there with some gay friends, I went there about 3 times with some gay friends, girls who dress on the masculine side. I mean, girls are more masculine, dress like guys and stuff like that. In the LGBT community, we have lots of lots of that going on. So the last time when we went there, they didn't let us in because of that. They're like, look at how you're dressed. You dress like a dude, and look at all of this. Look at all these signs. Like it says that a girl who's dressed like a dude is not allowed into the club. So I'm like, what? Anyway, but I get it. I mean, there are clubs which are like that. In Kenya, it's understandable. These can be rules for clubs to keep their status, image, whatever. It's fine. And then I go there the other time with this girl, one of my best friends. She's also she's also a lesbian, and she dresses in a masculine way. And I get there, and we just swerve in just like that. Nobody's stopping us. Just like, why? Because she was white. I know it's weird, but I've come to realize that a lot of people look up on white people than they do on black people, and that should be unacceptable. If this rule is there, I'm going to respect it. But if you're not going to put it on other races because you might think that they're a bit higher in the social class, then that's just racism towards your own people. So I don't agree with that. That's just discrimination. I was like, okay, maybe it's something else. Maybe it's because I don't know, I look like a prostitute or something because I'm out in the club by myself as a woman. I think because I know that the club wasn't full, people kept on passing by me and getting in there. But there was another girl who was outside, and they also didn't let her in. And we kept on asking the reason why we weren't going inside, and they weren't telling us. And I'm just like, first, I really wasn't my outfit was not revealing at all. I looked like I was coming from church, okay? And then they just like, it's inappropriate. And I didn't get that. Like, does that make me look like a prostitute? Because I know I've worn shorter stuff, like way shorter stuff, way revealing stuff going to Cocobean. But because, like, I remember even the last time when I was at Cocobean, before that incident, the last time I was there, I went out with some friends of mine, and I was together with this white dude or whatever, and we just got in just like that. Got in, ain't nobody say anything, And I'm like, and plenty of people wear revealing outfits at Cocobean, and they don't say anything. I think when you're a woman and you're at a club by yourself, they automatically think that you're a prostitute. Of course, unless you're white or something like that. Like, it's just like they really didn't make sense to me. They kept on talking about my outfit, and I'm like, what exactly makes it like inappropriate? Because I was looking at the rules or something. I think they were talking about short dresses or something, or I don't know, but according to the rules that they had, it had nothing to do with my outfit. And I was just like, what is this?
What is this?
If it was like sexism or something like that, I think they thought that I was some kind of a prostitute and I was gonna go out there and like ask some dude to buy me a beer or something like that. Like, why do you expect me to not be there just to meet some friends or just be there to get myself a drink? It's a bar, so why do I have to go with people to like justify the fact that I'm going out, you know? Like, I'm going to get a beer and I'm going to have some fun. As a woman, you're allowed to go and have fun by yourself. It's allowed, okay? Men go in there all the time looking for booty calls. It's supposed to be normal. I mean, I keep on wondering this question. Like, how many white people have not gotten into a club because of one of those reasons? Like, how many, honestly? Because I know so many people who keep on, like, being stopped from getting into the club because of that. Like there's one of my best friend is she's a journalist, and you know, she's a hippie. She's got all the afros and, you know, all these, you know, outfits and stuff like that, you know, the whole African stuff going on. Anyway, I don't know how to describe it, but it's kind of like a shabby Afrocentric look. I don't know, but you know, she's kind of like that. And she almost got stopped in from going into Cocobean. Actually, her boss had to come and get her so that she goes inside, because they thought she was some kind of like a, you know, like a, I don't know, like, you know, some kind of a poor person or something like that who wants to get into the club, or some kind of a, you know, regular thief or something like that. And that was so disrespectful. She was so like hurt after that, like, because I know, like, I have been to Cocobean several times. Like, one of my best friends as well. I keep on saying one of my best friends. I really don't want to, because I created so much drama with this. I don't want to involve anyone unless they actually, you know, want to be involved. But I don't want to make it like a big issue. But this is just something that we should address, you know. Anyway, but one of my best friends is she's white, and she pretty much stays in the countryside. So, you know, she's got these shabby outfits or whatever. She's also it's the lesbian girl that I was talking about. So, you know, like, it's really shabby, you know, with the whole sneakers, and they're not as, you know, clean as London sneakers usually are. You know how much Londons are clean freaks, honestly. I'm not saying that, you know, she's like dirty or something. She's dope, but it's not, you know, the kind of clothes that you'd expect a London to wear. I'm sure you've noticed that most of the expats that we get are usually these like artsy people who are super, you know, they're very comfortable when it comes to whatever outfit they want. So she's kind of like that. I mean, in Rwanda, it's usually style and cleanliness, and she's just like, you know, she's kind of like that, and she's gotten in, like, we just get in like that. Nobody says anything. It's just like, they don't even search you. It's just, you just swerve right in there. And I'm like, you know, do they really think that just because we're black and we're dressed, you know, in a shabby way, that makes us unable to afford our drinks? I don't know why we have to discriminate against our own race, you know? That doesn't make sense to me. I just hate that I had to go through all of these things. I mean, honestly, Cocobean is dope. You know, Cocobean is like one of the dopest clubs to be at right now. The tiny Kigali has got nothing to offer. We've got nothing. Okay, we don't have many clubs to go to. Let me correct that. We don't have many, you know, cool clubs to go to. And Cocobean is like top 3 best clubs to be in Kigali. So, you know, I don't want to be this person who's starting this, but I've been let down by it so many times. And the sad thing is that like 2/3 of the people of my friends that go out during the weekend, they'll be going to Cocobean, and it's really hard to be like, no, I can't come because I got these issues with them and stuff like that. Like, I don't want us to, because these things are they're not sensible, you know. We just have to make sense out of it and realize that maybe at times you're not on the right side, you're not making sense. I mean, there's several times when they've done like some crappy things and you understand it. You know, I've been too drunk to get in. I'll be like, yeah, no, I get it. It's fine. Ooh, I have drank. It's okay. Or the other time when they weren't allowing the L students like the free drinks, the little vouchers for the free drinks, which is fine because we are so many, and then we finish them, you know. So it's just like, we get it. It's okay. It's funny. But certain things like the outfits and not allowing a woman to get into a club by herself, or being not allowing a person to get in because they're gay or they're not dressed in a certain way. Either they make it official and say every every person, everyone who's not dressed according to their sexuality, their sex, or their gender, sorry, their gender is not gonna get inside. Then, make it official and let it be for all races. But if I'm gonna go there with one friend, like I've never gone there with a gay friend, a lesbian friend that is black and gotten in ever. And it's just so irritating. They don't understand how far people would have come from, and you have a reason for going there. You're going to have a great time, and they just stop you because of these unreasonable reasons. It doesn't make sense. So yeah, after that I ended up talking to the authority at Cocobean. After I posted that, they actually called me up, so I had to go and explain myself because I obviously made the place look really bad. I really didn't expect that. I was just really angry from all of the bullying that I got from that night, and I felt like I needed to voice this. And I know so many people that have experienced the same thing, and I just didn't want to continue getting beat down and brought down, especially when I'm going to have a good night and I'm just, and I didn't want to experience more of this. And I feel like, you can give up on Cocobean, but you always find your way there. I've given up on it so many times. My best friends have. And, you just keep on, one way or another, there's always someone who just pulls you up there. And you're just like, I'm back. Oh, shit. And it's fine. It's always, and Cocobean is always like, when you're in, when you actually make it past that little the scary ass entrance, when you're in, yeah, it's on. You party till the morning, and it's like a really good place to be. So I don't really want to create this kind of negativity. I did speak to them, and I did apologize for, and I'm still, but I also want to apologize to you for actually posting it everywhere. It was just in a moment of anger. Like, it was a lot of anger. Because, as a Rwandan, I expect access to all things Rwandan, you can't just allow all these white people to get access to our stuff, unless it's gorillas, because I don't have 1,000. Where are you gonna get 1,000?
Where you gonna get 1,000?
So yeah, after talking to the authorities, they pretty much, I apologized to everyone and to them for putting up such a negative post everywhere before talking to them first, I guess. I kind of, I made the club look really bad, so I guess, I didn't want to make it that bad. It was in the midst of anger. But, it's a really good place to be, honestly. It's, like, affordable, it's, looks amazing, it's close to everything. It's an amazing place to be. And, thereafter we spoke, and the Cocobean guys pretty much told me that they're going to try and work on their security again, so that's good. I mean, they're bouncers or the entrance people, so that's good. Hopefully I'll only get chased out of that place not get in for being drunk. I will get that, but other things are, so hopefully that'll be the future for my the next bad experiences. But yeah, so we're all good. But I want everyone to know that I understand that Kigali is a tiny place, and there's not much entertainment. It's kind of boring. Okay, it's not kind of boring, but compared to other more developed cities outside of Rwanda, maybe it's really hard to find a good club. So I know that it's really boring, but you shouldn't have to go through abuse, and you shouldn't subject yourself to discrimination for you to be happy. You need to, like, when you go out, make sure you make the most out of your night, and no one should allow themselves to be discriminated because they're of their race and gender or sexuality. No one should have to. I mean, I feel like more people should come forward because of all of these a change is gonna come. We should allow it's a happen. People should allow to be happy and don't be too scared to do these things, you know? If you feel that something is really eating you up sometimes, you just have to let it out. Because everyone is a human being, they're the same as us, so they're going to understand it. I mean, with Cocobean, I explained it to them how, painful it was for me to come all the way from Nyamirambo there and then find that in the middle of the night after the freezing. I didn't even actually call my friends for them to come out and help me to get inside because I didn't want to ruin the night. I pretty much just went out there and I had that issue, and then I just went home. I'm like, no, this is unacceptable. And more of us should do that. Like, we should, if you don't show someone what they are doing wrong, if you don't address the issue, then it's just going to continue happening, and the only person that's going to get hurt is you. So you have to be the one to say, nope, no one, I'm not going to be treated as that. I'm a human being and I'm here for a good time. I'm supposed to be happy, okay?
Okay.
And if I'm not happy, then voice out these concerns. That's pretty much what I wanted to say. And about the recording that I made, it's got so much negativity in there. I just feel like I don't want to. I mean, I feel like I'm at a good space with Cocobean right now, and I feel like in the future I'm going to be going there a lot more. And I already had a great conversation with them, and they promised to, continue working on their problem. And of course, I'm still very apologetic from the drama that I put out on social media. So now that we have that over and done with, I don't really want to put out something very negative right now. It's just gonna be my little secret. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, but I know it would have been interesting, but I just don't want to continue with this. No one wants to be fighting about the club. It's like there's so much that's happening in our lives right now. We don't have the time to deal with all of this drama. We just want to be happy. I mean, clubbing is pretty much something that you do to exercise and have fun in the middle of the night with your friends. You don't want this to be your whole life. I know it's discrimination, and if they agree to work on it, and obviously I'm not going to be risking things like these because apparently it could lead to lawsuits. Lord knows that stuff scares the shit out of me. Hello. Anyway, but so I don't really want to continue with this whole I've got so much to do. So so people, this is what happened. So I believe that Cocobean is still a good place to go. You just have to voice out your issues, fix them, and then Friday we at there. We at there. What? Anyway, we pop in. I don't even know the coolest words to. How do you say that you party? We whatever. So peace and love, and again, I'm grateful for the positive responses and the people who actually came out and told me their issues as well. It was very comforting to understand that, hey, we're not the only ones to go through this. So thanks a lot for this. Good day.